But when you were starting out, was it your idea or was it your parents' idea?
It was my idea. I have an older cousin who was in the entertainment business many years ago, and he did a lot of commercials. He was actually on an episode of The Monkees. Davy Jones just passed away, unfortunately. And I just wanted to be on television. I used to come home from school, after school, and just put the television on and watch television. I wanted to be on TV, and I told my mother I want to be on TV, and she, whatever, be quiet. And then I just kept hounding her about it. And then I went and met with my cousin's people, his manager and agent, and started going on interviews when I was 9 years old. And
then how long did it take you to land your first commercial or television gig?
Not that long. The first commercial, I don't remember. It's a long time ago. Maybe 5, 6 months. I did a commercial.
Okay, so it was relatively easy for you.
No. I was not a desirable child back then in terms of what sponsors were looking for. If I remember correctly, everybody at the time wanted a Campbell Soup looking kid, which was sort of an Irish looking kid with red or blonde hair and freckles and blue eyes. And I was this very sort of dark ethnic Italian boy, and I didn't really get all that much work. But I did land this one commercial for Age of Discovery magazine, and the commercial took place in Yankee Stadium. And I got to watch a Yankee doubleheader, and I got to take a day off school, and I thought, well, what the hell is better than this?
Right.
So I sort of started liking it.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you on Bugsy Malone.
Yes, right.
Yes, and when I saw you as a child, I think we're roughly the same age, I was just, oh my God, who is this kid? He's so cute. He's so gorgeous. He has that it quality. And I think all my friends felt the same way. So I think it was really finding your niche. And then that led to Happy Days? Was that your next?
Yes, I just actually watched Bugsy Malone with my daughter, who's 4, and I haven't seen that movie in 20 some odd years because I couldn't find a copy of it. But yes, I did that movie. I don't want to bore you with the whole story, but the role of Bugsy was cast, and then I went in to read with Alan Parker, who directed it and wrote it. And I had a very bad attitude at the time. I didn't really like strangers, and I didn't want to drive from Brooklyn into Manhattan, which was like driving from New York to LA at the time. It was just a never-ending journey. And I just didn't want to be there, and I read the script, and I threw the script at him, and I walked out the door. And I was actually reading for another role. And by the time I got home, he wanted me to do the lead role because my bad attitude was sort of what he wanted. And then they had funded that movie by mortgaging their homes and selling their cars and jewelry, and they really were making the movie sort of hand to mouth. They didn't have tomorrow's budget until tomorrow. They didn't have tomorrow's money until tomorrow, and they started paying us with rubber checks. And I was in England with my mother shooting the movie, and the checks were bouncing in America. And my father, who was a very tough man, got on a plane and walked in the production office in England and said, "Your money's no good. I'm taking my kid home." And they said, no. And some guy pulled some money out of his pocket and gave it to us, literally some cash, some pounds, English money. And simultaneously, the production was sending all the dailies, all the stuff that we were shooting back to the States, all the different studios. And one of those studios was Paramount. And Paramount bought the movie and then funded it. So they were off the hook. And then they were screening the movie when it was finished for all the executives at the studio, and one of those executives was Gary Marshall. And everybody in the audience, everybody in the theater at the studio, all the executives wanted the fat kid, because there was a guy named John Cassisi who played a character named Fat Sam, and he was just fantastic. And it was a great character, and he was over the top with it, and he was dynamite. And everybody wanted that kid, and Gary said, no, 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 I like the kid with the suit. And that was me. And he brought me out here to California, and I worked for him for many years.